Hey, I've got Carl Casanova here and John Mahn in the OneLap of America event running the Honor Flight Camaro. Carl, how you doing, man?
Hey, we're doing great, Larry. Thanks for having John and I on the show. We're headed through Texas now, just north of Wichita Falls, and we're on our 670-mile transit stage on our way to Preston, Texas for tomorrow's event.
Very cool. What are you, like 1,200 miles plus right now so far?
You know, something like that. In a lot of ways, we're looking at it as what time do we get to go to bed?
Yeah, forget the number of miles. It's what time is bed.
Yeah, and then you back out. Okay, what time do we have to leave the hotel in the morning to be able to make it to the track on time? So, fortunately, the car is running like a watch. Zero problems with it so far, except for a little minor header damage when we hit a speed bump just south in the morning. But other than that, car's doing well. Co-drivers are healthy. So no complaints there.
That's good. That's good. So I've been following along on the internet. It looks like the weather hasn't really been cooperating all that well here as of recent.
Yeah, first 2 days it's fine, but all day today in Pueblo rain, and it's just not a lot of fun when it's raining. And what Brock Yates, the gentleman who organized it, OneLap America, son of Brock Yates, started Cannonball Run back in the early 70s. He actually pulled the field and said, "Hey, what do you guys want to do?" And pretty much unanimous amongst all of us. Hey, we came this far, but let's figure out something to do. The challenge was that Pueblo uses the main straight shared with their drag racing facility. So imagine coming onto the main straight, which is also the warm-up box for the drag racing facility, which is covered with old VHC, which doesn't mix real well with water, so it makes it a pretty treacherous condition. So it was decided that instead of running the full road course, that they kind of did a modified autocross. Started off at the end of the straightaway, ran the course, and then you finished at what would be the entrance to the main straightaway. So ended up being two SCCA autocross events, no warm-up, but you had no chance to do a recon lap of the track, and it was raining for both sessions, so it was very challenging for all the competitors.
Game on right now.
Game on right now, and it's not like you had a whole lot of time to prepare and get ready for it. Just get in the car and go. But kudos to my co-driver John, who we're very fortunate that he's really good at the smaller technical tracks. And when we ran Pittsburgh International Raceway, when we did the one lap in 2013, he did a great job in the rain there. And then today finished 15th overall in both sessions against some just phenomenal cars and drivers, which moved us from 19th overall to 14th today. So 5 position change in one day in one event. So just a great day for Team Honor Flight today.
Wow. So you guys are what, 14th overall?
We're 14th overall right now. Yeah, we're saying we're a little jazzed right now is an understatement, but we're still trying to keep our eye on the immediately of what's ahead of us, but also knowing that we've got a long way to go and need to finish in order to be able to try to keep the best overall position that we can. So consistency and reliability, we need to keep our eye on that.
Yep. Got to keep your eye on the big picture, not so much where we are. But yeah, like you say, you got to finish it.
Right. You got to finish it to do well. But it's been a great event so far. Started out doing the wet skid pad, which was something I drove on Saturday, which I didn't do very well in. Did better at it last year. But then John did well at Mid-America, moved us into the top 20. Then yesterday we had 2 events at High Plains Raceway, which is a big, high-speed, tons of elevation change track just outside of Denver. And had a really good outing there as well. Finished 19th and 20th overall, which maintained our position overall in the field. And then John, again, stepped up today and really did well for the team.
Awesome deal. So what kind of people or cars are you competing against this year? Anything big and notable? I know I've seen Mike Musto's out there, huh?
Yeah, Mike Musto's out here in a very bright green Dodge Challenger Scat Pack car, and he's been out there thrashing away on that car and having himself a heck of a good time with it. But like a lot of OneLap, certainly was the dominant car is the Nissan GTR. Cassidy's been dominant with that car. It's just unbelievable how fast he is in that. And there's several other GTRs that are up in there as well. V06 Corvettes. We actually have 2 Ultima GTRs running this year. So that's basically it's a kit car, but it's a very, very thinly disguised full-on race car.
Yeah, very seriously. So you got some very serious competition. And if you guys are rolling right now in 14th place, you're doing an amazing job. My hat's off to the both of you.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Larry. We're very fortunate so far that we've been doing well. But we're driving along here feeling pretty lucky. The weather so far driving from Pueblo down to Crescent, 90% of the time it's been raining. And we just came out of a spell a little while ago where it was raining so hard that the ground in front of us, it looked like it was snow. And we can only think about the 2 guys that are driving an Ariel Atom in the event this year. And they're just getting pounded.
No windshield.
You have a little bitty windscreen, but at speed it tends to deflect a lot of the rain off, but it still runs up the windshield, and then it kind of drips off the back and then sprays back on them. So they're not having a lot of fun with that. But I think the team that's having the most fun time, and I didn't know they were coming until they showed up. It's Team Griswold. They showed up with a 1978 Ford Country Squire. And it's almost all original. It's got that awful green-colored interior, which just gives it more character.
The fake wood paneling.
These guys, it's got all the wood paneling on the outside. It has factory cruise control, and the air conditioning works. This thing, it's like a throwback machine. And the guys that are driving it, they're super guys. And their motto is, we're going to finish every event in last place.
Oh, that's the goal?
That's the goal. They just want to finish, and they're going to come in last place, and they know it. To give you an idea, when they ran High Plains Raceway yesterday, their time was double what the winning time was.
So yeah, they're making good on their plan.
Yeah, yes, they are. But they're paying for the buck. As far as fun goes, they've got the meter pegged. They're having a really good time.
Yeah, that'll be a story to tell at the end,
Oh yeah, well it's also one of these things where you don't have to go on the one lap to win. There's a lot of guys that are out here that just got here come out and have some fun.
Oh yeah.
So if you got a car, just come on out and run.
Yeah, so much of it is just the people and hanging out and the camaraderie,
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of folks, new folks that come every year, and we've only done it 3 years. I've done it 3 years, not done it twice. So there's some of the regular guys. There's always new people coming in, and fortunately, these types of events tend to weed out the bad ones. So all the folks are all really good folks. They're all really helpful. So if you have a problem, you don't have to ask for help. They're already offering when they know you have troubles on the road or at the track.
Yep, sharing parts, sharing tools, helping turn wrench.
Absolutely. Just like a lot of the Ultimate Street Car Association events, it's the same type of thing. A lot of camaraderie, a lot of very helpful people.
Very cool. So what are you guys doing to pass the time on your long transit stages. I see some of these are runs that would kill me. I mean, you got what? Are you doing the 672-mile one tonight?
Yeah, that's what we're doing tonight. It'll be just a little bit short of that. Our hotel isn't quite all the way to the track. So actually, what we decided to do today, since the event finished up early, we had no dry shoes, we had no dry pants. We had some rain here, but things still got wet. So since we finished up early, we grabbed some lunch, went back to the hotel, threw all our gear into the dryer, let it dry while we ate our lunch. Then hit the road, and both John and I have full-time jobs, so we're following up on things for work when we have a little bit of downtime. We're strategizing about, like yesterday, we knew it was going to rain. What are we going to do with the car? Are we going to change some type of setup in the car for the rain? What kind of lines do we want to run? Where do we want to pit? Things like that, so that we could try to make the day easier. So, for example, we were trying to decide what we wanted to do with the car as far as suspension and tire settings for the rain. We had run in the wet once before, but not nearly as wet as it was today. So, fortunately, John Hopkins with Hopkins Sports Suspension, he called. I sent him a text early this morning. He called and walked through some things, and it really made a big difference in the car to make it work better in the wet. He also gave some pointers as far as what we could do to make the car stick better in the corners in the wet versus dry. So, nice. All very helpful advice. Still kind of comes down to good people willing to help out others and share their knowledge.
Yeah, take the time and help out and be a part of it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing. Hey, this is one of those bucket list items for me. So hopefully someday I get to go out and join you guys. But boy, these transit stages would just make me nuts. I mean, you guys are out in the middle of absolutely nowhere. I mean, we've had trouble just trying to set up this phone call this evening.
Yeah, I think this is the fourth time we've tried to do this phone call. But the other night we jumped on a road, and I think it was 78 miles for the next services. And so there was absolutely nothing. There was no lights, no anything. But that's part of what makes these types of events fun, is that you can always press the GPS button, and it'll take you to your destination. But all you see are the major highways. You don't get to see a lot of Americana.
Sure. So
we went through some portions of Texas that were definitely off the beaten path today, but the scenery was just fantastic. One of those type of things where if you did sit down, think about it, plan it, and you wouldn't take those kind of routes. But that's what Brock does. He sets up these transit stations, kind of like a rally event. So there's mileage for each one of the turns, description of where you're supposed to go. Most all the folks tend to follow that route, so if there's any problems along the way, we can help each other.
Yeah.
But it makes for certainly a much more interesting transit station than it would be if you just followed I-80 for
Cool. So are there, compared to previous years, or let's say last year, are there many changes in venues this year, or are there a lot of places you've never been to before?
It's kind of half and half. I've been to Mid-America of the road courses that we're doing. I've been to Mid-America. That was our first road course event. But part of what John and I talked about is which courses made the most sense for us to drive. So even though I had driven Mid-America before, that was John's assignment. So again, since we both have full-time jobs, we only had so much time to be able to study, because these are new tracks. It takes quite a lot of time to steady up, because in one lap you only get one warm-up lap and 3 hot laps. So you don't have a whole lot of time to learn the track. You've got to learn it before you ever even stick your butt down in the car.
Yeah.
So John had Mid-America. Yesterday I had High Plains. Since that was a high-speed track, I'd be more comfortable on that one than he would be. Today, Pueblo's a smaller track that's his. Tomorrow at Crescent, similar to Virginia International Raceway that we ran in 2013, it's it's one track, but we're going to run it in 3 different configurations, kind of one half, second half, and then the full track, kind of a combination of 2. So decided that for that one, I'll go ahead and run those 3 configurations. Next event after that is Howard, Texas. I had a great day in championship car back in 2012 running that track, so I'll run Howard, and then to finish up, John's going to run the brand new track at the National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green. I believe that Jimmy Day's Ultimate Stick Car Association has an event there. If it hasn't already happened, I believe it's happening fairly soon.
Yeah, I think that might be the next one. I'm not sure. That might be the next one.
Yeah, so one of the things about Jimmy's event is that he's going to some of the places that OneLap goes to as well, so you never know when you're going to have overlap. So it would have been kind of nice if Jimmy had that event a couple months ago. Weather doesn't always permit these types of things, but you could go. We knew where we were going to be going. Being able to go and attend the Ultimate Street Car Association event as practice for being able to do OneLap is fantastic.
Yeah, get some extra laps in.
Big time is huge.
So what are you guys, what are you most looking forward to from here, between now and the end? What are you most looking forward to?
Well, I'm really looking forward to Howard. When I did this event with James back in 2012, Howard was the last track that I ran. Very fortunate I did well there that day, but that was the same day that I found out that my father was very ill, and I had to fly home to take care of him. He ended up passing away. So to me, I never really got to finish what I started there at Howard. So I want to finish strong at Howard, give John a good opportunity to do well with National Corvette Museum, which is a very, very complex track, so that we can come back to South Bend with our heads held high, and we've done well. We did the best that we can, and try to hold the Honor Flight flag high.
Very cool. That'll be an amazing event for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. But the main thing is we got to finish.
Yes, got to finish. All right, man. Well, we should probably let you go before it gets too late here. Anything you want to throw out there? Anybody you want to thank before we shut this down?
Well, I got to thank certainly my wife and family, who there's no way I could do anything like this if it wasn't for having a very supportive family who understands the horrible addiction I have to wanting to sit behind the wheel of a car for hours on end.
Hours and hours and hours.
And, also my co-driver, John Rain Man Mahn, for coming along on these adventures with me as well. Because you got to have a co-driver, and you got to have somebody who basically you can live with for 24 hours a day for 7 days. And he's putting up with my you-know-what, and I'm putting up with his. So thanks for him for coming along as well. And certainly thanks to all the folks out there in the Post-Touring world who've been following along and wishing them well. We thank you for that.
Yeah, we're all living vicariously through you guys right now. So you guys, you guys enjoy yourself, be safe, and have fun, and hopefully maybe in the next night or two we can do this again and get an update.
Yeah, do, Larry. Thank you.
All right, guys, take care.